everyone, myself Rama. I am working as assistant professor in Mlritm college. Today's my topic is function overloading and operator overloading in C++. Function overloading is one of the feature of object-oriented programming language. It can be used to achieve compile time polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is a Greek word. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. Polymorphism means many forms. A function can perform different types of operations in different situations, then it is called as polymorphism. Polymorphisms are two types. One is compile time polymorphism and the second one is runtime polymorphism. We can achieve the compile time polymorphism by using function overloading and operator overloading. The runtime polymorphism can be implemented by using virtual functions. Now let us see what is function overloading. When your function name is overloaded with the different types of jobs, it is called as function overloading. When we use multiple functions with the same name but the parameters of the functions are different, then it is called as function overloading. Here, when we use the number of multiple functions in a single program by using the same function name with the different parameters, then that concept is called as function overloading. Here, we can achieve this compile time polymorphism by using function overloading and operator overloading. In function overloading, function name should be same, but the argument should be different. We can differentiate the functions in multiple functions by using the number of parameters only. Now, function overloading allows you to define multiple functions with the same name and the parameters are different. Let us see the syntax. Return type, function name and the parameters. Here, I am using two times same function name, but the parameters are different. In the first syntax, the parameter 1, in the second syntax, parameter 2. Here, when we observe this syntax, the function name should be same, but the parameters are different. When we use the multiple functions with the same function name and the different parameters, then it is called as function overloading. Means here we are overloading the functions. How function overloading works? In the case of different functions with the same name, when the compiler reaches a specific function call, it checks with the different function definitions. We can check the different function definitions based on the parameters type, means what are the data types of the parameters and what is the order of the parameters and what are the number of parameters. Okay, everything is verified by the compiler, then only it executes the matched function definition. A function in C++ can be overloaded in different ways. The first one is using the number of parameters and the second one is types of the parameters and third one is different order of the parameters. Let us see what is different number of parameters. Here, when we observe this example, here int multiply int a comma int b. In the second function, int multiply int a comma int b comma int c. Means here we are using the same function name twice, but the number of parameters are different. In the first example, the number of parameters are 2. In the second example, the number of parameters are 3. When we execute this type of functions, the compiler first it verifies the function name. If the function name is same, then it verifies the parameters. Okay, what are the number of parameters, what are the data type of the parameters and what is the order of the parameters. Here we are differentiating these two functions by using the number of parameters. Next, second one is different types of parameters. We can also change the data type of the parameters while keeping the same function name in function overload. Here, change the data type of the parameters, keeping the function name is same. Now, let us see the example. Here, the function name is add. The number of parameters are 2. In the first example, the number of parameters are 2. In the second example, the number of parameters are 2. But when we observe these two syntaxes, examples, here the first function contains 2 integer parameters and the second function contains 2 double data type parameters. Here the number of parameters are same, but the data type of the parameters is different. And the third one is different order of the parameters. Functions can also be overloaded by changing the order of the parameters. Okay, let us consider this example. Here I am using the function add, same function name, but the first function, it contains 2 number of parameters. The order is first integer, second double. But when we consider the second one, there are 2 parameters, but the order is, the first one is double and the second one is integer. Here the data type of the parameters int double, but the order is different. Okay, by using these 3 different parameters, okay, in these 3 different ways we can overload the functions. First one, number of parameters, means here we are differentiating these 2 functions by using the number of parameters. In the second case, we are differentiating the add function by using the data type of the parameters. In the third case, we are differentiating these 2 functions by using the order of the parameters. Here we are using int double, but the order is different. In the function 1, the first data type is integer and the second data type is double. But in the second example, the first data type is double and the second data type is integer. Here the order is different. In these 3 ways, we can overload the functions. Okay, let us consider the example program. Hash include iostream, it is a header file using namespace std. Here there are 3 functions. When we observe these 3 functions, the function name is same, addition. But when we clearly observe, the first function contains 2 number of parameters, the second function contains 3 number of parameters, the third function contains again 2 number of parameters. Okay, but when we start the execution of the program, here we are calling the functions in the cout addition of 10.5 comma 20.3. Here we are calling the addition function 3 times by using the different parameters. Okay, let us consider the first statement, cout addition of 10.5 comma 20.3. Here when we execute this statement, automatically the compiler goes to the addition function, first addition function. It verifies the function name and also it verifies the number of parameters. How many parameters are there? 2 parameters are there. Okay, but what is the data type of the parameter? 10.5, 20.3 means it is a double data type. Here this function contains 2 integer parameters, but what we are passing? We are passing double data type or float data type values. Okay, then the compiler, it verifies the data type of the parameters. If it is not matched, then it goes to the second function. Next, the function name is addition. Okay, next, how many parameters are there in this function? 3 parameters. But how many parameters we are passing? We are passing only 2 parameters. The number of parameters are different. So the compiler does not execute this function, then it goes to next one. And also it verifies the third function. The function name is addition. Okay, next it verifies the number of parameters 2. Here also we are passing 2 parameters and it verifies the data type of the parameters. Which type of data type we are using here? Here we are using AA comma B. What we are sending? We are sending 10.5 comma 20.3 double data type. These 2 are matched. Okay, when the function is matched with the, when the function definition matched with the function call, then it will be executed by the compiler. So here return A plus B means the first value is 10.5 plus the second B value is 20.3. The answer is 30.8. After the execution of this statement, then it goes to the second cout addition of 10 comma 20 comma 30. Again, the same procedure is followed by the compiler. First, it goes to the first function definition and it verify the function name. If it is same, then it verify the number of parameters. How many parameters we are passing? 3 parameters we are passing. But here in the first function, it contains only 2 parameters. The parameters, number of parameters are not matched. Then the compiler, it goes to the second function. Here the function name is addition and the number of parameters is 3. Here also we are passing the 3 number of parameters. Then the number of parameters are matched. Then it goes to the next data type of the parameters. Okay, which type of data type values are here? Int A, int B, int C. Okay, 3 parameters are integer data type only. Next it verifies what we are passing, 10, 20, 30. Here also these 3 values are integer data type. So the number of parameters are matched and the data type of the parameters is matched and the order of the parameters is also matched. All these 3 parameters are integer only. Here also we are passing 3 integer values. Then automatically this function is executed. So here return A plus B plus C. So first value is 10 and the second B value is 20. C value is 30. 10 plus 20 plus 30. Then it returns 60. So when we return the value 60, then automatically it will be printed on the monitor. C out of addition of 10, 20, 30, it is replaced by the value 60. Then it will be displayed on the monitor. Next, it goes to the third statement. C out addition of 10, 20. Now, here also we use the same procedure. The compiler first goes to the first function. Then it verifies the function name and what are the number of parameters? 2. What we are sending, here also we are sending 2 parameters. Then what is the data type? Integer, integer. Okay, when the function call syntax is matched with the function definition, then that function will only execute it. So here return A, B. So the first value is 10 and the second value is 20. So here A plus B is 10 plus 20. Then it is equal to 30. So that value is returned by the return statement. Then it replaces the value 30. Then C out of 30, we will get the output 30. Now here we are using same function name 3 times, but the compiler at the time of execution, it verifies the function signature that contains what is this function name and what are the number of parameters, what is the data type of the parameters, what is the order of the parameters. Everything is verified in the compiler. If everything is matched, then only the compiler execute the function, respective function. Now, it is an example for function overloading. Here, we are overloading the addition function. In this case, we are differentiating these functions by using the parameters list only. Next, these are the use cases for function overloading. Here, we have some common scenarios and examples for this function overloading. The first one is different data types and the second one is number of parameters. How many number of parameters? Okay, what are the data type of the parameters and what is the order of the parameters, and it perform the different operations. Okay, all these are covered in the previous. These are the some use cases for function overloading. Next, advantages and disadvantages of function overloading. First, let us see the advantages. Okay, first the function overloading, it improves the code readability and allows code reusability. Okay, one of the most important advantage of functions is code reusability. Okay, it speeds up the execution of the program. When we use the function overloading concept, means here we are using the same function name with the different parameters. Okay, then automatically it increases the execution speed of the program. Code maintenance is also easy. The use of function overloading is to save memory space, consistency and readability. Okay, the function overloading brings the code flexibility. You can easily write the code. Okay, here we have code flexibility in function overloading. The function can perform different operations and hence it eliminates the use of different function names. In function overloading, we are using the same common function name, okay, in different cases, okay, for same kind of operation. Here we are using same function name for same kind of operations multiple times. Here no need to use different names for same kind of operations. Next, disadvantages. Function declarations that differ only in the written type cannot be overloaded. If both functions are same, the function name is same, the number of parameters are same, order of the parameter is same, data type of the parameter is same, but the functions are differ in only the written type of the function, this type of functions cannot be overloaded. These are the advantages and disadvantages of the function overloading. Now, let us see the operator overloading in C++. In C++, operator overloading is a compile time polymorphism. Okay, as we discussed in the first slide, function overloading and operator overloading can be used to achieve the compile time polymorphism. We can implement the runtime polymorphism by using the virtual function. We will discuss that virtual functions in the next class. It is an idea of giving special meaning to an existing operator in C++ without changing its original meaning. Okay, the simple and best example for operator overloading is using operator overloading of plus. We can use the plus for multiple operations. Okay, here I have two examples. In the first example, int a equal to 2, float 4.5, comma sum, and here sum equal to a plus b. Means here we are performing the addition of a and b. A value is 2 plus b value is 4.5. So when we add these two numbers, then we will get 6.5. Okay. In the second example, here we are using the same plus operator in between the two string variables. Here the first string s1 is high and the second string s2 is psi. So s3 equal to s1 plus s2 means here plus is used to concatenate. It concatenate the two strings because here the symbol is same, but we are using the same plus symbol for different types of operations. Here we are adding the two values. Here we are concatenating the two strings. Okay, we can overload an operator plus in a class string so that we can concatenate two strings by using the plus operator. Okay, when we use the same plus operator for arithmetical operations, okay, it can be used to add two numbers, 2 or 3 numbers. Here we are performing the addition, but in the second example, we are concatenating the two strings, but the symbol is same. Here we are overloading the plus operator. Okay, this is nothing but this concept is called as operator overloading. Next, what is the syntax of the operator overloading? Return type, operator, symbol. Which type of operator we are overloading and what are the arguments? This is the syntax of the operator overloading. So, what is the return type? Okay. Next, operator. This operator is a special keyword. When we overload the operators, okay, in operator overloading concept, we had to use a new keyword, that is operator sim. Next one is symbol. Okay, symbol is nothing but which type of operator we are going to overload. Plus, minus, okay, less than, plus, plus, extra. Okay. Next, these are the arguments. Now, this is an example. Complex is a return type. Operator is a keyword. Here I am going to overload plus operator. Now, these are the arguments. Let us see the example for operator overloading. It is a best example for operator overloading in C++. First, I have created a one class. The class name is complex and it contains two variables. One is integer and the second one is image. These two are belongs to private access specifier. Next, it is a constructor. Why it is called constructor? Because the function name and the class name same. Okay. When the member function name is same as class name, then that function is called as constructor. Here it is a parameterized constructor because it contains two parameters, int r and I, both values are real value and imaginary value, both values are zeros. Next one, here we are overloading the operator. Now this code, it shows how we can overload the operator. So syntax, return type, operator keyword. Now here we are going to overload plus operator. Next here, it is an argument. We are using object as an argument. Okay. Next one, here we have one more member function, that is print. Now actually program execution begins from main function. Here first I created two objects C1 and C2. So whenever we create the object, automatically it goes to the constructor. So when I create the object C1 by using the two parameters, first object C1, here what is the first value? Or real value 10 and imaginary value 5. Okay, real value and imaginary value. Okay, when I create the object C1, automatically it executes the constructor and these two values are passed to this constructor. Here the first value, real value, is by default it is initialized to 0. But when I pass these two values, these two are replaced here, r equal to 10 and I equal to 5. Okay, in the first object the real value is 10 and the imaginary value is 5. Next I created second object C2. Now this is C2 object. Here the first variable real and the second value is imaginary value. So here I am passing 2, 4. When this object is created, automatically it calls the same constructor and these values are replaced 2 and 4. In the second case, the real value is 2 and the imaginary value is 4. Next I created object C3. So here object C3 equal to C1 plus C2. Here we are using C1 and C2. These two are objects. Here we are overloading, we are calling the operator function. When this statement is executed, automatically the compiler goes to this function and it verifies return type and the symbol. Here the first complex C1 is this and the C2 is passed to this obj. Here now C2 obj equal to C2. Okay, in this case obj, the value object C2 is copied here. Next I created one more variable result dot. Okay, so here now it is a C3 object. Here we have result object, result dot real equal to real plus object real. The first real value is nothing but C1 value and the obj dot real is nothing but C2 dot real. Here the first value is real and the second value is imaginary. Now here the object is result. Okay, next result dot image equal to the first C1 object image value, next object dot image equal to C2 object. Here result dot real equal to real plus object dot real means the first C1 dot real, what is the first value? 10. Next C2 dot real, what is the second value? 2. Total equal to 12. Now this value is 12. Next real result dot image equal to image plus obj dot image. The first C1 image value is 5. The next obj dot image means C2 object image equal to 4. Then it is equal to 9. Next, then return result. Okay, it returns the result value. So 12 and 9. These two values are returned. Okay, here we are returning the object. RES is the object, result object of the complex class. So here we are returning the object of the class complex. That's why here we are using the data type is complex. We are returning the complex value. that is in the form of object. Next, C3 dot print. When we use the C3 dot print, it calls the member function print cout real. So here we are calling the print function by using the C3 object. In the C3 object, what is the value of real? Real value is 12. Plus here we are appending I. Next, image value. C3 dot print means it gives the value of imaginary value from the object C3. The value is 9. So cout real plus I and image. The real value is 12. It appends I and the imaginary value is 9. Here we got 12 plus 9 high. Here in this example, we are overloading the plus operator. It is a best example for operator overloading. Next, can we overload all operators? No, we can overload. Almost all operators can be overloaded except some few operators that are size of operator, scope resolution operator, member selection operator and member selection through pointer, that is dot star operator, ternary or conditional operator, type ID operator. These operators cannot be overloaded in C++. The remaining all operators can be overloaded. Okay, remember these operators. Okay, in C++ we cannot overload these operators. Okay, now in this video I have covered function overloading and operator overloading. Okay, in the next video we will come with new topic. Thank you.